With the winter anime of 2024 wrapping up in about a month, I wanted to give my take on each of them. Enough episodes have released for me to form an accurate opinion on them, so here is the complete guide to winter anime 2024. If you are a fan of fantasy, action, overpowered main character, Solo Leveling might be the peak of it. I am a huge fan of the manhwa and was very excited for this adaptation. What really made Solo Leveling popular was their fantastic art, especially during the fight scenes. I was a bit worried on if they were able to adapt it well, and with the episodes I've watched, A1 Pictures has brought it to life. It is spot on, and I can't wait for the later arcs. Solo Leveling falls into the category of mid-plot but carried by the animation, by some anime fans. The plot isn't special, it is easily predictable, but fans of the genre like myself like this type of plot. We want the weakling to level up and make people's jaws drop. It is laying the foundation down, but let it cook. It will get crazy later. Solo Leveling is everything you want in a fantasy action anime, and it is a must watch. Classroom of the Elite 3 should be a home run of an anime for me. It is a school setting where we follow the worst class as they try to improve their rank to get to Class A. It has a strong, smart, emotionless main character with some quirky side characters. The top classes act like elitists and disrespect the lower classes. I enjoyed Season 1, but Season 2 was a letdown for me. I didn't find the plot that interesting, and the characters were just eh. Season 3 has been the same for me. There are entertaining moments, but it feels mediocre. The only stakes are getting expelled, and the schemes students make against each other are interesting, but the execution is lackluster. I do plan on finishing the season, but Classroom Elite has remained mid to me. I do want to talk about one plot I found hilarious, so spoiler alert for up to episode 6. Sakayanagi is trying to get Ichino expelled by spreading rumors she's a criminal. I was excited for the reveal and laughed when it was shoplifting. Stealing is bad, and they are in high school, so I shouldn't expect it to be crazy, but what upset me was they showed the backstory of Ichino stealing, and it was resolved with the store and the family. She didn't get away with it, and then the teacher stepped in to resolve the rumor spreading. All that build up and scheming for nothing. The second season of Mashle is here, and it's Mashle. Is it pronounced Mashle or Mashle? I heard it pronounced Mashle by Giguk, but let me know how it is supposed to be pronounced. Anyways, I really enjoyed the series. It has not missed a beat, and has not fallen into that second season slump we see so often. If you watch and like Season 1, you will like Season 2. The characters are great, the plot is ramping up, and it is still funny. It is a jolly good show. Jolly good show! Sorry, I've been watching regular show. Mashle is not everyone's cup of tea. Try watching Season 1, and you will be able to tell if this show's for you. I love every minute of Mashle, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Also, the opener is a banger. Creepy Nuts has done it again. Dungeon Meshi, or Delicious in Dungeon. I keep seeing it go back and forth, so I'm sticking with Dungeon Meshi. It is a comedy fantasy adventure that focuses on cooking, specifically cooking monsters. We have seen many fantasy animes that revolve around cooking, and I tend to enjoy them. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed Dungeon Meshi. They are adventurers. The threat of death is still prominent, and they eat monsters due to them being broke. It leans more towards comedy, but the action scenes are well done. It has some different takes on the traditional dungeon monsters, which is great. The pacing is slow, which is ironic, since they are trying to save Laos' sister from being digested by a dragon. With 24 episodes, they are really letting the series marinate, and I hope it pays off. Marcel is also the best character. I really like Dungeon Meshi, and I'm excited to see where the plot goes.
Yeah, second drink.
This is the big romance anime of winter, and I expected more. It had the ingredients of a romance anime that I liked, but I find it kinda average. A Sign of Affection is a comedy romance anime where they are in college. The main character Yuki is death, and the main boy Itsumi is the popular world traveler that everyone wants. They both become interested in each other, with some barriers along the way. With a silent voice, our expectations for a deaf protagonist and how it is handled is extremely high. Yuki's deafness is just there, and it feels like they could do more with it. The animation is average, the use of foreigners and them speaking English is a nice touch. The jealous childhood friend shtick gets annoying, and I'm not a fan of Itsumi. He is trying too hard, and some of his physical interactions with Yuki feels forced and awkward. They don't feel like two people who like each other transitioning into a relationship. I do believe they will get together during the season, but I haven't reached that point yet. A Sign of Affection failed to keep me engaged with the developing relationship, and I kinda lost interest. It is not bad, and fans of QT romance will like A Sign of Affection. I watched 5 episodes, and unfortunately, I think I'm gonna drop it. Chain Soldier is a simple anime. It is for anime fans who like to watch anime with one hand on your penis. It's a harem ecchi show where the girls fight monsters and dominate the main character. Yuki turns into a monster by Kyoka, who rides him, and she has to reward him based on his desires. The action scenes are alright, the monsters look bad, and Yuki's monster form could be improved. I like the character designs and how colorful they are. Look, we know the main selling point is the waifus, and there is one for every anime fan. Kyoka is for those who want to be stepped on, Himari is for the tsundere lovers, Shushu is for those who like to be sat on and die from snoo snoo.
You want die like last men visit Amazonia?
What'd they die of?
Crushed pelvises.
Yes!
Tenka is for the mature senpai lovers, Yachiro is for the crazy lovers, Sahara is for the fans who love sleep, Aoba is for the fans who like monsters and incest, and Ni is for fans who like jail. Chain Soldier is alright for what it is, but not a needle mover for the harem genre.
いやでも市内ですよね。隣町でそんなにかかりますか？
だって北見なまら広いもん。
When Hokkaido gals are super adorable first came out, there were a ton of memes for Yuki replacing Marin from My Dress Up Darling as the Garu. And then more episodes came out and it got real quiet. I had some excitement for this anime since the manga is well liked, and with this adaptation, it's fine. The main character, Tsubasa, moves from Tokyo to Hokkaido. Hokkaido is northern Japan, where it gets very cold and has some of the best foods. This has to be paid promotions to get people to visit Hokkaido, and it's working. It's on my list to visit someday. Tsubasa meets Fuyuki, and you already know where it is going. A romance anime where it falls into the
"those two should just date already"
with other cute girls simping for Tsubasa. It's set up to be in harem anime, but the girls want to be friends with each other instead of fighting over Tsubasa. The anime looks good and the character designs are great. I was expecting more of an ecchi anime like the manga, but they seem to tone it down. Maybe they did this to reach a wider audience. It is a fine anime that has some entertaining moments, but it's nothing too special. The title of the anime is exactly what the anime is. I watched 3 episodes, and I think that's enough for me.
お主らは我らがリングル王国に召喚された勇者として。
は、勇者？お願いだからこれ以上イメージ崩さないで。
Any variation of the word heal used in an anime title gives some fans PTSD because of a certain anime. Thankfully, the wrong way to use healing magic is nothing like that, and it is more than just another isekai. The plot is a carbon copy of your typical isekai, but the way they do it puts it above the basic isekai. The pacing is on point, with exposing us to how the world works. It has a good mixture between comedy and seriousness. The war is treated seriously, because Usato is not the OP warrior. He is a medic and his duty is to run around the battlefield to save his comrades. His classmates, the real heroes, are great and they care for Usato. Their dialogue between each other feels like they are high school students. The animation and character designs are clean and bright. For the isekai fans, this will be a great watch. And for the non-isekai fans, I think you will find some entertainment in this series. Next is The Witch and the Beast, an anime where they hunt witches down. Our main characters Gaido and Ashaf are hunters, and they're hunting down a certain witch. Of course they don't find her right away, and they kill other witches along the way. The animation is fine, the fight scenes are good, and it can be very violent. This anime reminds me of Undead Murder Farce. They have the same feel. It is an average fantasy action anime where they come, kill, leave, and then repeat. It's good for what it is, but I'm not finishing this season.
大丈夫？震えてんじゃん。うるさい！いったー。そんなに強くは。先に手出したのはそっちだから。
Next is bottom tier character Tomozaki's second stage. Yes, the return of How to Train an Otaku. I enjoyed season 1, and season 2 has continued the same vibe with expanding on characters. It's a slower paced show where the main character Tomozaki is trying to make his real life enjoyable as his gaming life with the help of Hanami. What I liked about this series was that they use gaming terminology to gamify life for Tomozaki. He would refer to goals as quests, his sub-students would be bosses for him to conquer, with chibi gaming animations. The romance is slowly building, and we see the progression of Tomozaki. It's an average drama romance school anime that really takes its time. It is good enough for me to finish the season, but I can see why people lost interest in the first season. Now I'm going to rant about a plot point in the season, so spoiler alert. You can skip to the next anime. The first major plot point Tomozaki has to do is get his classmate Kono motivated to try in the sports festival. She is the top girl and a bit of a bully. After the festival, rumors spread of her crush, Shuji, dating Yuzu. She's upset and starts bullying a classmate. Nothing crazy, just bumping into her desk, knocking her stuff off, and claiming it was an accident. It keeps happening, and the character Hanabi says something about it and ends up receiving the bully treatment, bumping her desk and being shit-talked. It goes on for a while, and Tomozaki and the rest of the group helps Hanabi change. She stops talking back to Kono and lets it be, while the rest try to cook up a plan. Tomozaki says the constant bickering is ruining the class vibes, and they need the sympathy for Hanabi to get Kono to stop. The class sees all of this, so no one is siding with Kono. These people are just bad friends. Hanabi is friends with like 8 students in the class, who can collectively say something to get the class on board. Some of the friends are the popular ones too. The constant bumping of the desk is annoying, but the shit talking is unacceptable. You don't watch your friends get bullied and wait weeks to roll out the plan. The arc lasted an episode too long, and it pissed me off with the characters. It's a lighter anime, so my nuclear options of roasting Kono into oblivion, or getting the girls together and jumping her in the bathroom, or act crazy, knock over her desk, step on a pencil case, and eat some of her notebook paper wouldn't work. But in the end, they shattered Kono into a million pieces and was like, okay everybody, let's move on together. Bad look for the characters with a bad execution of a good plot point. Now this might be my most controversial opinion for this seasonal anime. I am not a fan of gushing over magical girls.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I know it is very popular in Japan, and overall, it is rated positively. I never really watched magical girls anime, and after watching 2 episodes, I felt like I was forcing myself to get through it. Gushing over magical girls feels like a love letter to the genre, with I can't believe it's not hentai tag. The main character is a quiet background character that loves magical girls. She gets to become one, but she is the villain. She slowly awakens her sadist side in this role and becomes a dominatrix on these magical girls. This anime is for the ecchi smut lovers. The character designs are great, and the BDSM scenes are well done if you're into that. Shout out to the Pop Team Epic Easter egg. This anime is not for me, and that's okay. But gushing over magical girls is a little too degenerate for me. Next is Banished from the Hero's Party. I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside season 2. We have the return of a fantasy anime where they are just chilling. I liked the first season, but season 2 failed to capture that same feeling. The plot is going nowhere, and the dialogue will put you to sleep. It's an average to below average fantasy anime where you know everything about it from the first few episodes. The only saving grace is that the main characters are together and will get married. There are many other fantasy and isekais that has a similar structure that does it so much better.
子供の頃から王太子の婚約者という立場だけが私の価値だと思っていました。けれどそれは間違いで、自分の価値は自分で見つけられる。それが分かったからもういいのです。
I have said this many times in my other videos that I am burnt out of the villainous genre, but this seasonal anime, I wanted to give the 2 villainous animes a chance. The villainous genre aren't bad, but they get repetitive and were too similar. I am really enjoying 7th Time Loop. It has a different spin, and the main character Riche is amazing. Riche was not reincarnated in this world. She is from this world, and every time she dies, she gets brought back to the time her engagement was broken off. We see that she lived through different experiences each time, but she always dies during the war. Now on her 7th life, she wants to survive, and ends up getting married to the person who starts the war. I do like the time loop, and Riche is smart, because of her different life experiences, but she doesn't know why the prince starts the war. We know the end, which is war, but how do we get there, and can Riche stop it? The animation is on point, the characters are interesting, and the world building is well done, and the romance is going somewhere. It has the usual villainous plot, but it is how they do it makes it stand out, and possibly the best of its genre.
魔力切れの方もいるでしょうから、次の足止めは私がやります。
は次やめろ
Here is the more normal Villainous anime. Villainous level 99 is the more normal Villainous anime of the season. The college otaku gets reincarnated into the Otome game they play. She is reincarnated into the Villainess that is not the Demon Lord, but a secret boss in the game. Knowing this fate, she grinds her level by killing monsters throughout her life and reaches level 99 when she enters the Magic Academy. Most students entering are single-digit level, and Yumela gets disrespected for lying or cheating about her level. You know what to expect from watching 2 episodes, Yumela's lack of social skills, and with her dark magic abilities, she is overpowered, beating everybody. The game's love interests are the haters, and can be annoying at times. The heroine of the game is just there. It is a generic villainous anime, with the similarities of other generic isekai anime. I do find it enjoyable at parts. I probably like it more because I'm a sucker for overpowered characters getting disrespected and proving the haters wrong. Mid all around with some enjoyable moments, but I'm going to finish the season.
死ね
不義らしいねってなんでござるか。いくらなんでもボキャブラリーがなさすぎで。
Next is my instant death ability is so overpowered, no one in this world stands a chance against me. We got another isekai here, and it is exactly what the title is. The main character goes, "Kill yourself!" and they are dead. It is a generic isekai, but has some interesting moments. The whole class is isekai, and they receive gifts. Gifts are their powers, but some students are unlucky and receive none. They are left for dead by their classmates, and our main character, Yagiri and Tomochika, are ones without gifts. Yagiri has a death ability from their homeworld, where it is basically a death note while outrighting the name down. They have to survive this world while finding the way home. Look, it is a dumpster fire of an anime for isekai smooth brainers. It is a dumb, cringe, fun anime where Yagiri bops anyone that threatens them. People could bump into him and he ends them. He goes crazy even against his own classmates. It's a mid isekai with fun moments that you turn off your brain and watch. I thought I would like Metallic Rouge better. It has the elements of a mystery noir type of story, but it's a mixture of many different elements. It's a crime story that transitions into a robot android revolution, which leads them to fight some smaller mechas. The plot is messy, with the anime giving no information to the audience to try and figure out or connect the dots. The anime is not bad, but it relies on aesthetic too much. The animation and action has its moments, and same with its characters, but the moments are not enough for me to finish the season. Also, maybe it's just me, their mech form reminds me of Issei's fighting form in High School DxD.
外せなくなってしまったんです。
ついてないな引っ張ってみてください
触れるだけなら大丈夫です。私も触ってますから。
よし本当に
Next, the Unwanted Undead Adventurer. I was expecting a generic fantasy adventure anime where the main character is trying to navigate this undead life. It kinda is, but it is a slower paced show where they are slowly peeling off the layers of the world building and understanding the undead life. The main character, Rento, is an adventurer who dies in a dungeon but wakes up as a skeleton. He grinds out killing skeletons and slimes to raise his level and turns into a ghoul. He works to become more human with help from his friends, and that's about it. The anime shines with focusing on the journey of figuring out the undead life, and Rento and Lorraine have chemistry. The true enemy has not been revealed yet, if there is one, and the slow pacing may be a turnoff for some viewers, but I think it works in its favor. The animation is fine, the CGI is passable, and it's not a bad anime.
いや、これはただの森の獣。まあ、クマみたいなもんじゃ。なんだ、クマね。つまりただの野生動物か。だったら危険。バカモン！野生生物に無警戒に近づくやつがあるか。森のクマさんは十分危険だよ。すみません。
Next is Tales of Wedding Rings. I was excited for this anime. A harem romance ecchi isekai anime where the relationship might go somewhere. After watching the first episode, that excitement went away. The animation is lackluster, with some moments looking rough. The dialogue does not flow well at moments. It's an anime where the main character Sato follows his childhood friend Hime to her homeworld, where she is to be married off. Sato loves her and takes the position of the Ring King. There are 5 rings in total, so he has to get that power to fight the Demon King or something. He has to marry the other ring holders, creating his harem. Sato makes it clear Hime is the main girl and will lose his virginity to her first. You know what to expect from this ecchi anime, and you are watching for the plot. Pretty generic all around. You can find others of the same genre that do it better.
阿久津正虎君16歳だ。彼は幼少の頃髪型の坊主が嫌で髪を生やすため使った父親の育毛剤が実は脱毛剤で。
Next is The Foolish Angel Dances with the Devil. Some fans of Kaguya-sama were hating on the show because they found it similar to it. It is weird because there's no need to punch down. The Foolish Angel Dances with the Devil was never going to be as good as Kaguya-sama. Also, this plot is popular and has been done before Kaguya-sama, and there will be more after it. This anime is more like Gabrielle Dropout to me. Anyways, The Foolish Angel Dances with the Devil is your typical angel versus devil plot where they are attending school on Earth. They have their own missions to accomplish and cross his path with each other. Masatora is the devil looking for a leader to uplift the spirits of the devils to win the fight against the angels. Lily, the angel, kills demons and is a bit crazy, but she puts on the nice girl act. She basically makes him a slave and he will help her accomplish her goal. It's also one of those, the villain isn't really that bad and is maybe good in anime. Everything about it is pretty meh, but there are some entertaining moments. I won't be finishing this anime since I've seen many of these before, and there's nothing to keep me coming back to the next episode. Every episode I watch of Ishura, I have more questions than answers. The Demon King is dead, and there are factions trying to take control. Each episode follows a different character and other factions, and there's lots of fights, and people dying left and right. The action scenes are fine with some moments looking great. The CGI could be worked on. It feels like Dead Mount Death Play, where we see different characters making moves, and it will soon cross with each other. With many characters and the slower pacing, we might not see them cross this season. I want to like this anime more, but I enjoy the action scenes more than the world and character building. I find some moments in the anime boring, and I don't know if I'm gonna finish the season.
割と言ってはなんですが、今回ご提案させていただいた紙とペンについて、当面はよそに下ろすことはしません。今後とも仲良くさせていただけたらと思います。
Next is Sasaki and Peeps. Here we have another isekai, but this one's a bit different. We have Sasaki, a mid-30s office worker living a modest and uneventful life. He adopts a bird which he names Peeps, who gives him unworldly powers. With these abilities, he's able to travel to another world. He slowly builds his business enterprise in the other world, and when he returns to his world, he gets recruited by the government to capture psychics, people with powers who use their abilities for evil deeds. Sasaki and Peeps is a mixture of all different isekai tropes. It's like they took a piece of every different isekai and made this. I think it does well, and the overall mystery of the show that they are building, I find interesting. The animation, the characters, and fighting scenes are not bad, but they won't wow you. This may fall into the generic isekai for some people, but for me, I think it's about average to slightly above average. I do find it enjoyable, and I hope the plot they are building pays off.
望み富か名誉か力か童貞捨てたいかな
Delinquents, fighting, and simping is all you need to know for Bucchigiri. Arojin moved back to his hometown and wants to lose his virginity. This winter is full of virgins. He enrolls in the school where it's full of delinquents, and there are 2 factions. Arojin hates fighting, and he is a shrimp. Stuff happens, and he gets a ghost demon that they can merge and give the fighting ability to Arojin. The character design and colors are really nice and full of life. The fighting scenes are well done, which is expected from Mappa, but not on Jujutsu Kaisen level. The comedy is alright, with some recurrent bits I really like. The teacher going to the lewd cat shop, or Arojin mom being nosy, is my favorite recurring bits. It is a dumb fun anime, where you know what to expect. There isn't much depth, and I'm not a huge fan of Arojin. His whole personality is trying to lose his virginity, and he screws over his friends to try and do so. The guys are crazy, but they have shown him great hospitality. He still doesn't have the motivation to help them in a fight with his power until the girl he likes gets into the fight. She is using him and he knows it. He is a bad friend and I want to think he could change, but I doubt that will happen in a sillier anime like this.
これを噛み砕けというのか
己地球人なんと非道な可愛いだろうが
Next is Mr. Villain's Day Off. This anime follows the enemy of the Power Rangers on his day off. Each episode is a collection of shorts where the villain enjoys his day off, mostly admiring cute stuff, especially pandas, but he's taking in all the great stuff Earth has to offer, specifically in Japan. The Rangers try to fight and spy on him, but he's not fighting, it's his day off. It's an enjoyable, casual, laid-back anime that's good all around.
じゃあ君は一人で処置したというのか
はい。
それを俺が信じると思うか
Next is Dr. Elise, the royal lady with the lamp. Here we have a double isekai. The main character Elise is your typical villainous princess. Her actions led to her death. She gets reincarnated into the modern world where she becomes a doctor. She dies in a plane crash and gets reincarnated back into her original life as a teenager. She learned from her mistakes and wants to change her future. It is an interesting plot, but the character could be written better. Elise acts like a teenager when she lived to adulthood with many experiences. I am not interested in the world they are building. It is not a bad anime, but if it was done better, I could see myself finishing this anime.
身分を理解してないバカよりマシだもん。しまった。つい勢いで。
Next is Fluffy Paradise, another isekai reincarnated anime where an overworked office worker dies from overworking. In this world, she gets the ability from God to be loved by non-humans. She gets to pet all the fluffy animals and probably use them to beat up bad humans. I watched 2 episodes and it didn't really interest me. It's not bad, but there's nothing in here that wants me to come back and watch.
ひどい。私こんな顔じゃないし。
Next is the weakest Tamer begin a journey to pick up trash. We have one of the better isekais this season that hits you in the feels. The main character Ivy is an outcast child due to her lack of power with memories of her past life in modern Japan. She doesn't aim to be the strongest or kill the demon lord, she aims just to survive. And picking up trash with her slime is the way to go. All the elements are there for an isekai, with some changes. She doesn't use her past life knowledge to her advantage because they're kinda fuzzy. I like the colors and the animation is above average. The pacing is slow, and with 12 episodes, I am not sure if any new plot points will be introduced. The anime can be very wholesome and sweet, and they're just sad with how Ivy was treated. This is an above average isekai, where it's focused on the side quests than the main quest. I do think it's good, but I have seen enough, and have no interest in finishing the season.
別にルードなら一緒でもいいのに。
演技はやめろ
あれ？わかっちゃった？まあでも冗談ってわけでもないんだけどね。
Next is the strongest tank's Labyrinth raid. A tank with a rare 9,999 resistance skill got kicked from the hero's party. This is one of the weakest adventure fantasy anime of winter. It is the generic kick from the hero's party, but turns out they were the glue. The main character is a sister lover, but that doesn't overpower the anime. Rude returns to his hometown, saves a girl with a rare skill. He becomes kinda like the manager of the hometown when the labyrinth opens up and adventurers come through. The animation is fine, the fight scenes are better than expected, and the side characters aren't dumb. And even the hero comes to apologize and acknowledge Rude. There's nothing too special that keeps you watching. If you like this type of anime, it is watchable, but droppable for most.
しっかり捕まっており角の尖ったところには気をつける
Next is 'Tis the Time for Torture Princess. Great, we have another torture anime this winter, but this one is wholesome? The Princess Hime is captured by the demons and they want answers. The form of torture is tempting her with food. She gives in, of course, and the information can't be used due to the demon lord being afraid. We have the setup, punchline, result, and then repeat. The animation and art style is good, the food looked delicious. It's a fun laid-back anime that is not bad. I'm sure the formula is adjusted and we see more characters trying to torture Hime. It's fine, but I won't be finishing it. There were some laughs, but not enough for me to finish the season.
俺病み上がりだし映したら悪いから一人で寝るわ。
Next is Cherry Magic 30 Years of Virginity Can Make You a Wizard. This anime is for the girls and the boy lovers out there. A 30-year-old office worker virgin gains the power of reading minds through physical contact. Adachi bumps into the perfect worker, Kurosawa, and finds out Kurosawa likes him. Adachi, who is a loner, never had any romantic experiences, struggles to figure out if he can reciprocate these feelings. This is a real wholesome anime that leaves a smile on your face. The relationship between characters are well done, and I love the misunderstandings between each other. The animation is the low point of the anime, but everything else is on point. We see Adachi tell his friend, Sug, about his powers and gets advice from him. Knowing that he is also a virgin with no relationship experience. He turns 30 and gets the power also. We have a side story of him falling for the delivery man. Being a 30-year-old virgin gives you mind-reading powers and questions to your sexuality. Overall, it's a good show, and the best character is the secretary, Fujisaki. Her misunderstanding with Adachi is hilarious, and she is what I imagine the average BL fan is. The Demon Prince of Momochi House is just not interesting or entertaining for me. The plot is that Himari inherits a house her dead parents left her. She goes there and the locals tells her to stay away from it since it's haunted or has spirits. There are spirits and it is being occupied by spirit guardians. The house is the space between the world of the living and the spirit realm. They try to kick her out, but she stays because it's the only thing she has from her parents. You know what to expect, but there isn't much to make you want to continue watching. The animation is mid, and the characters have no substance. There are others in the genre that does it better, like Fruit Baskets. Not sure who is this made for, but I will not be finishing this.
毎度なんでそんなにうるさくするかね。だってしょうがないじゃろ。現地に行けんからオンラインでしかライブ見れんし、モニターの前で必死に応援したら声も出るんじゃけ。
The Way of Pon. Do you like mahjong? What about cute girls? This is the anime for you. It falls into the category of cute girls doing cute things, and this thing is mahjong. There is also a bit of supernatural with the bird talking spirit. The girls are your basic archetypes, with them each filling a role. It has a bit of parody with the different art styles for their faces when playing. I am not into mahjong, and the only time I played it was in Yakuza 0. I won't be finishing this anime, and I expect most people won't either.
そして本能が告げたんだ。彼を私の中に乗せたいと。イサミはそんな私の気持ちに応えてくれた。私の中に入ってくれた。
Brave Bang Bravern feels like a parody mecha anime. It is comedic with a potential romance between mech and driver. It has all the aspects of a mech anime, but it's funny, sus, and heterosexual. I am not a big fan of mech animes, and after 2 episodes, I'm dropping it. Brave Bang Bravern is not bad, and the fans of mecha genre will most likely enjoy it. I already have a bias against the genre. I have watched mecha anime, but for me, it has to be the top ones that are needle movers for me to continue watching. Next is Ninja Kamui. Wow, I was blown away with episode 1. The fighting scenes go crazy, the animation looks good, the music is on point, and I love a revenge story. Ninja Kamui does not shy away from the violence, and it is absurd what these people are doing. I've watched 2 episodes, and it is in the running for best anime this winter. It also premiered on Adult Swim in the States, which is cool. I don't want to give much information on the show, but if you like action anime, this is a must watch. Next is Great Pretender, Razbliuto. At the time of me recording this hasn't come out yet. If it is anything like the original Great Pretender, I will love it. I believe this is a movie that takes place in the same universe, so I hope it is as good as the original season of Great Pretender. Now here are the animes I'm watching that premiered last season that's continuing into this one. Frieren Beyond Journey's End has continued to be amazing. It's definitely the front runner for anime of the year. This is one anime you should be watching. Next is the Apothecary Diaries. I'm still enjoying it, and Mao Mao is still great. Undead Unluck, I have fallen behind on some of the episodes, but I'll soon binge it all. It's still enjoyable, and you know what to expect. Shangri-La Frontier is one I'm still enjoying. Shangri-La Frontier has been amazing, and I look forward to every Sunday watching it. Also, the opening song is a banger. Ragna Crimson is still interesting, the plot is moving along, and I'm excited to see where it goes. And The Dangers in My Heart Season 2. I haven't finished Season 1 yet, so I'm slowly trying to catch up, but people are saying Season 2 is better than Season 1, so I gotta catch up. That is the complete guide to Winter Anime 2024. For the animes I did not talk about, they were sequels I did not watch the previous seasons of, and animes I had no interest in. Let me know in the comments which ones I should be watching that I didn't talk about. I wanted a switch up from the best and worst videos, but they won't be going away. This has been a great start to the year for anime, and let me know which animes are your favorites. The Crunchyroll Anime Awards is coming up, so I'll probably make a video reacting to the winners. If you want to see my votes, you can watch my last video, or watch my YouTube shorts, or watch on my TikTok where I posted my votes for each category. That is it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.